So this is a day I won't forget. Weather conditions were good, 6 degrees centigrade, sunny, nil to very light winds, about 1 mile an hour, something like that. Southwest wind. So on this day, because the winds were so light, needed a strong and committed launch. So once the wing had come up above with a committed, very strong push forward, some power on was needed immediately to keep the wing inflated. Plan was to give it full power. And then get some altitude before getting into the seat. I didn't want to get into my seat straight away, although as you can see in the video in a minute, I did do that. Just a kind of a habit that I need to get out of. So the plan was to get some altitude, stow my brakes, and then get comfortable in my seat, and then climb up to about 500 to 1,000 feet, something like that, and then trim out and then go for a flight. Put my gloves on and relax for an hour or so and just fly around. Maybe take a trip over to Cambridge or something. Didn't go that way. The flight lasted about a minute. So the launch sequence was good. The wing came up nice, powered on. But I noticed, as you'll see in a minute, that the wing pulled over to the right quite severely. Now, I've been speaking to several people and I've shared the raw footage of the flight, and the consensus seemed to be that I had too much power on, so that the wing pulled over to the right. The motor is a very, very powerful motor and has it's an 185cc engine, so it has about 75 kilos of thrust behind it. So I gave it full power because it was light winds. I think I may have subconsciously given a little bit of right brake on launch, so I need to be mindful next time of not giving it any right brake at all. Pulled over to the right with the full power on and the torque twist from the powerful engine. Eventually the seat beneath the wing twisted round until I was facing backwards. Actually, it may have spun 270 degrees around. So let's play the video and I'll talk through the situation and then give a little debrief afterwards. So we're getting set up here and just getting some energy up. So pulled the wing up at this point and then full power, full power, full power, full power. And I think at this point I was pulling, as you can see at the bottom corner there, I'm pulling the right brake. So that was a subconscious thing. Some people think that maybe the tip steering may have got caught in here, but I don't think that happened. So I'm on full power, and as I'm turning with the torque from the engine, we're going away from the wind, and around this point the wing just completely twisted around, or rather the paramotor twisted around underneath the wing. So at this point I'm thinking I need to either continue or come down for an immediate landing. I did think about going round, keeping the power on at 20% and going back round to the airfield, but decided, because I didn't really understand why the motor had twisted, why the risers had twisted together, I decided to kill the engine and then come in for a landing at this point. So once my feet were both on the ground, nice landing, slight tailwind landing, I was absolutely relieved and posted a message on Twitch here, that's twitch.app if you want to have a look, and that I was alive. So I honestly thought I was going to drop out of the sky at that point, and had somehow miraculously avoided death, basically. So just to sum up then, I have lost about 12 kilos of weight in the last 4 or 5 months. And when I bought the wing, I was 12 kilos heavier. So maybe the wing is a little bit big for me. So I was chatting to a guy called Lee that I know, who was at the field and saw the event. He thinks that I should be on a smaller sized wing for the power of my motor. So when I chose my wing, I took the advice of the guy who sold it to me, and he sized the wing for my weight, and he recommended a 28 meter wing, although I should probably now, after losing weight, be on a 25 meter wing. The other thing I can do is next time I go flying is to give it on a nil wind day, give it a bit less power, maybe 3/4 power on launch, easing off to maybe half power immediately after launch to prevent the torque pull of the motor on, and stop the motor from twisting underneath the wing. And as soon as possible, stow the brakes, get into my seat. On these paramotors, on these wings, there is a torque compensation line. So as soon as possible, get that torque compensation set, and then obviously once I'm in my seat, then trim out and then go for my flight. So that's the plan for next time, is to first of all pull the wing up on a nil wind day with commitment, give it 80% power, maybe 75% power, something like that. Keep my hands up and do not pull the brakes, and just be very conscious of keeping my hands way up, way above me to not pull on any brake. Once I'm airborne, don't get into my seat, stow the brakes, then get into my seat, set the torque compensation line, and then trim out once I'm at 1,000 feet, whatever. So I hope this was interesting to some of you who aren't paramotor pilots, and those of you who are. If you've got any comments, let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you think. Thanks.